It is a different take on a good book. The Brooklyn Public Library will present an exhibition of the Irmari Nacht Bookworks series entitled Saved. It opens next Thursday, and the public is invited to the reception and to the exhibition. Irmari Nacht is the artist. She's with us right here in the studio. Welcome, Irmari.
Hi,
so nice to have you.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your artwork. Why cut up books?
Well, I'm very interested in the idea of the environment, the problems that there are changes in the environment, and I like to use these books to call attention to the fact that we need to reuse, recycle, and repurpose things. So hopefully people looking at these books will get an idea that they can be more than just a book, and it can open up a dialogue with people to see that books are really important things.
Even when they're turned into artwork.
Right.
Now, not everyone can do this, so how do you go about producing this, making these?
Well, I could show you exactly what I do on this book. This book started out as a 6-inch book. It was 6-inch round, and through a series of cuts, cutting it in different ways, I was able to extend it from 6 inches to 25 inches.
You really did, didn't you?
And it's a bit weird. And what I do is I work usually 3 times on the book. I cut up the first one. I make like strips, spirals, and then...
That's what you cut out of the middle there, the spirals?
Yes, yeah. And the book, everything is attached. There's
fascinating.
There's nothing... everything.
You don't have to paste and glue.
Nothing is pasted. Nothing pasted.
How
and
do
glue.
you do that? What type of instrument do you use? Just a straight edge?
I use an X-Acto knife.
Oh my goodness!
I have to be very careful because with an X-Acto knife, it's very sharp.
Yes, it is.
So I have to be very careful that I do not cut myself. And when you work, you get into a zone. Mm-hmm. You start, you start working, and you really feel you're in a zone somewhere. And so I have to remember not to work too long at one book, so I work maybe about an hour, and then
you have to be very precise here. Does it matter which books you use? Are these books you don't like?
Oh, I love them. And in fact, I do read them while I'm cutting. So I am reading and cutting at the same time. So
You really have to be careful with that X-Acto knife, don't you?
Right. But I pick books that sort of speak to me in some way. Like I like the typefaces, I like the colors, I like various different things about them. So this particular book, I love the color. This is a book about an industrial designer named Rashid, and I just loved his work, and I really got involved in reading the book more than working on it.
And then you decided to immortalize him by cutting up his book.
Right.
So your message is to recycle, repurpose, and reuse.
Exactly.
How many of these have you done?
I've done about 100 books, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. And are they all on exhibit?
30 books will be on exhibit. Yeah, and some of them will be cut up into like little strips, little slivers, tiny little slivers. And some of the books, after they're cut up, paper, they're made out of paper. Paper comes from trees. And some of the books begin to look like a tree again. So it's recycling the entire thing. It's
well, it certainly sounds interesting to look at after you've read them, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And don't you go anywhere. Stay right there. We'll be right back.